So we go to on-the-job training. So for on-the-job training, on-the-job training means you are being trained within the premises of the business. So you are still at work and you are being trained. That is on-the-job training. So on-the-job training, they wrote, one of the most common methods of training is on-the-job training. This means that workers are trained in the workplace while they are doing their job. A number of different approaches might be used by a business. So for on-the-job, like I said earlier, it means you are being trained while at the premises, while you are still within the business. So we have different ways in which you can be trained using on-the-job. One, watching another worker. On-the-job training is by an existing member of staff is a common method. It involves a new recruit watching and copying the actions of an experienced and competent employee. So watching another worker means you are shadowing the employee. You are shadowing an experienced employee. So you are there, you are a new worker, and you are watching over what a more experienced employee is doing. Then you are copying him or her. That is watching another worker. I think that one is clear. It's an on-the-job training. 2, mentoring. For mentoring, it is where a trainee is paired with an experienced member of staff for a given period. For mentoring, you will be paired alongside an experienced worker. So you work with him for a period of time before you become independent. Do you understand? Then we have job rotation. For job rotation, it involves a new recruit spending a period of time in several different departments. So today you are this week or this 2 weeks time. In 2 weeks you'll be in finance department. And after 2 weeks you go to logistic department. So you move cut across different departments. That is job rotation. It's another form of on the job training. Is it clear? So what are the advantages of on the job and the disadvantages of on the job training? Number 1, output is being produced. In on-the-job training, it means because you are at work being trained, it means you are still working. You are producing something. It's not like you are wasting time. Yes. Do you understand? So that means you are at the job, you are being trained, and you are producing. That's 1. 2, relevant because trainees learn by actually doing the job. So it is relevant because whatever you are being trained for is what you will actually do. So you are going through a training, and those training involves what you will do in the future. So that means whatever you are being trained for is what will be useful for you going forward. It's unlike off the job where you might be trained on what you are not going to work on. But here, the equipment you are using, the system you are using, it's what you need to be familiar with because this is what you will be using going forward. So it is relevant. Your training is relevant to what you will do. Is it clear? The 3rd point, cheaper than other forms of training because it is on the job. You don't have to spend so much on it. It is just an employee that you might not even pay to do the job. So it is less expensive than off-the-job training. Clear? Yes. Can be easy to organize. You don't have to spend time to plan it. A new employee might come today and just tell me, oh, employee A, go to employee C because he has more experience or she has more experience. Learn from him or her. So it doesn't need a thorough plan. Unlike off the job. Is it clear? Yes. So what are the problems about on the job training? Number 1, output may be lost if workers make mistakes and through the time diverted to showing the new recruit how to do things. The first problem about on the job training is that it takes time because if I have to train you on what you need to know how to do, it will reduce the time at which I do things. That's the first problem. The other thing is that in the course of doing it, if I make mistake or you make mistake, we have to start it over again. So time is wasted, resources are wasted. That's the first problem. The second one, it may be stressful for the worker, particularly if working with others. Maybe I'm not comfortable working with people. Now I have to work with you so that I put you through. It might be stressful for me, and that might demotivate me. It might reduce productivity. Clear? The 3rd one, staff may get frustrated if they are unpaid trainers. That means we said it is cheap. So it means that workers might not be paid. So I might train you and my company will not pay me because it's still part of the working hours. So I might not be happy with that. Do you understand? And the last one could be a danger to others. For example, surgeon or train driver. So if I have to train you as a surgeon, if I have to train you, if you have to learn on the job through operation, it is putting someone's life in danger. It's putting someone's life at risk. Yes. Do you understand? Like a train driver that is training on the job, he's going to just drive everybody, ride them into a place that is unknown. So it is risky when you train people, especially for jobs that that involves life. On-the-job training is not ideal. Is it clear?
Yes.
Any question about on-the-job training? That's on-the-job. So we go to off-the-job training.